Planning to live only on Social Security? Consider doing this, says Pablo. It's an article my friend Marty sent to me. Marty from, I think, Alabama. I can't remember. Grandma Marty, that's what I call her. So let's read this from the Motley Fool, Dateline October 16th. It's not easily and not advisable, but it's possible in some cases, says this guy, Daniel Klein. If I can make this bigger, I'll show you who old Daniel Klein. I can't make that bigger. Oh, man. Oops. So what we're going to have to do is make this, let's see here. Can we make that bigger? All right, so let's put it back. I don't know who there. I guess, okay. Well, there we go. All right. Let me just pause this. All right, so Daniel Klein is an accomplished writer and editor who has worked for Microsoft on his finance app and the Boston Globe. All right, so his latest book, Worst Ideas Ever, can be purchased at bookstores everywhere. All right, so he says it's not advisable to retire solely on Social Security. It's possible to live on Social Security if you scale your expenses accordingly. That means you have to find a way to keep your housing costs as low as possible, since for most people, that's the biggest expense they pay each month. So we're starting to make headway, my friends. We're starting to make headway that people are recognizing it's not healthcare, it's housing. Now, look, I got a bunch of people through in there that said, my food costs more than property taxes. I actually get that. I get that. Housing is all encompassing. Property taxes, mortgage, your utilities, that's all thrown into housing from the BLS numbers, by the way. What I was saying about property taxes, I think a lot of people don't consider property taxes when they look at their overall picture, because one guy or a couple guys have posted on my YouTube channel that when you pay your escrow, you just think about it as one big mortgage. You know, I pay $3,000 a month for my mortgage, whatever it is. That includes property tax and that includes homeowners insurance, and it's called PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Once PI is done, you still have the TI, taxes and insurance. I think a lot of people don't recognize the extent of how that liability is. And just going back again, hell, in Connecticut, you're looking at $1,000 a month for a lot of places. I mean, that's $1,000 a month. You don't own your property. All right. But being that it's possible doesn't mean it's a good idea. Social Security will generally replace about 40% of your former earnings for average earners. See, and this is one of the things that annoys me. Yes, that's your 40% of your former earnings, but it's 40% of your gross. 40% of your gross. It's not 40% of your net, and all that matters is your net. No 401k, no income tax, no FICA. Whoa, no state tax. Hold on just a second. No Pablo tax. All right, so if it's replacing 60%, or even if you wait for a couple years, it can replace a whole lot more than that too, as I show you in my book. You can retire on Social Security. Living on that and that alone is a very challenging, if not bleak, existence. Attempting to live solely on Social Security is dangerous and puts you at a great risk for major financial problems. Look, I'm not saying do it. It's just, you don't know what people's cost. Why? You don't know what people's benefit are. No, what's going to do? He's going to say the average benefit right here. If you have no other choice, it may be possible to squeak by on the monthly average benefit of $14.71 a person receives on Social Security. For the love of me, dude. What's this guy's name again? Daniel. Why are you saying a specific individual is living on the average? It's insane to. The average benefit is $14.71, has nothing to do with you specifically. Of course, some people receive a lower monthly benefit, while others will have a partner or a spouse to share expenses, or they'll receive a higher benefit. There's no exact formula because every person has a different set of financial factors. So instead of saying living on Social Security alone is very challenging, if not bleak existence, you're going from here to here. Well, this is not straw man stuff, but it's a similar proposal. We're saying this could be tough to live on Social Security alone because the average benefit is $14.71, but there's no exact formula. In fact, it's going to be bleak. You shouldn't do it. It's dangerous. There's no exact formula because everyone has a different set of financial factors. That's what you should start with. We don't know what your income needs. Well, I don't care what the average benefit is. I care what your benefit is and what your expenses are. For example, you may retire but have a car loan or lease payment, with someone else may be paying off a credit card or dealing with other financial issues. It's important to know that nobody should plan living on Social Security solely. Ideally, you should have started saving early in your working life, or at least put some money away at some point. Many people who do not save much may own a home and be able to move someplace cheaper, making it easier to survive without working. Or you could take a reverse mortgage. Please, I haven't read the article. I'm assuming he doesn't talk about that, though, which, again, it infuriates me. Why would you not say what one of the benefits of reverse mortgages are? That you don't have to downsize, you don't have to move to someplace. If you only have Social Security, no appreciable assets, it's very important to understand your budget and get your expenses in line. $1,471, the average, is not very much money, and stretching it to cover the basis can be a challenge. For someone who has no debts or significant assets and gets a Social Security check in that range, you will have to make a strong plan. One thing you should consider is living in a state that doesn't tax Social Security. Look, man, if you're only getting $1,471, you're not paying any income tax. Give me a freaking break, dude. If you're only getting $1,471 in Social Security, you're not paying any income tax. If you're getting $2,800 in Social Security a month, you're not paying any income tax. If that's all the money you're getting, so stop with this. Just stop. You want to find one that has affordable housing, low property taxes, and a generally low cost of living. After that, it's important to find appropriate housing that's possible in some states that court retired workers. He talks about Florida and other retirement-friendly states have some condo complexes that are strictly for 55 and older people who rents fall in the below $600 a month range. In addition, there are senior-only friendly RV parks where you can rent or buy. None of these options are luxurious, but if you shop around, it's possible to find warm, well-kept communities with pools, clubs, houses, and active social calendars. I hate to say it, but if you're only living on Social Security, you weren't living luxuriously anyway. You're living just fine. Presumably, but you weren't living in luxury because that's all you have is Social Security. So if you're living in luxury and now you're living on $1,471 a month or whatever the heck your Social Security benefit is, something has happened. Something has changed. If you bring in $1,471 and spend $600 on rent or housing, then you have very little left over. It's hot in Florida. Running air conditioning costs money. You may also want an internet connection. All right. The reality is that few people want to get by solely on Social Security because the scenario mentioned above includes little to no room for health care, and that's likely the expense for most seniors, even with Medicaid. The picture gets a little better for couples, even with roommates, and that's a way to house half housing costs. Just because you can do something does not mean you want to do it or that'd be plus. All right. I talk about how you can retire only on Social Security. Let's see what kind of comments. Do they not allow comments on here? I guess they don't allow comments. I don't see any comments. Yeah. All right. Maybe I'll read next time how to recession-proof your portfolio. I won't because I don't care. I find that boring. All right. Well, anyway, silliness. Planning to live on Social Security, you can do it. No one ever said it's easy, but if that's all you have, Social Security, it can be done without question. Should that be all you have? No. But if it is all you have, you can do it, man. I hope you have no debt. That's the whole issue. If you have debt, you're going to be in a world of hurt, regardless of the Social Security is your only asset or income or not. I hope this helps. We'll see you.